following is a presentation of Main Street Media, your source for news, sports, and information on Main Street in Middle Tennessee. Welcome into the Sumner County Sports Podcast with your host, Zach Womble, covering high school sports all across Sumner County. Now to the Steph Curry of paper basketball. Here's your host, Zach Womble.
1 o'clock here in the mid-state, so you know what time it is. Time for the Sumner County Sports Podcast. Hello, everyone, and welcome into another edition. Joining me, as always, behind the scenes is our soon-to-be award-winning producer, JP Plant. As always, please like, subscribe, rate, and comment on the podcast wherever you may be listening. You can follow me on Twitter at Zach Womble MSP. You can follow the show on Twitter at Main Street Preps, and of course at Sumner Sports Pod. You can also check us out on Facebook at Main Street Preps, the Gallatin News, the Hendersonville Standard, and the Portland Sun. If you're watching on YouTube, give us a follow at Main Street Nashville, where you will find a whole host of videos from Mornings on Main Street with Nashville's media darling, Joe Dubin, as well as Main Street Sports Today with Chris Yao, Mo Patton, and JP Plant, as well as our entire library of podcasts, including yours truly. If you're wondering, we are nearing 730 all-time downloads for the show, including international listeners in Russia and Germany. So sponsors, I am talking to you. One last item of note, of course, we want to dive and give thanks to our listeners who tune in each and every week. Your support is greatly appreciated. So I just want to say thank you for showing me love each and every week. Diving into this week's shows, our top headlines as always, and up first, Commandos are crowned the district tournament champs. You want to head on over to mainstreetpreps.com to check out my story from last night's Tuesday's victory for Hendersonville over Beach High School, where Hendersonville High School won the District 10 4A championship, their first district tournament championship since 2015, and their second win over the Bucks in as many days. Both Beach and Hendersonville will move on to the region tournament that starts next Monday, while the Commandos will host and the Beach Buccaneers will travel. Who their opponents will be are still to be determined. District 9 4A, who they match up with in the region tournament, is actually doing a best-of-3 series once they get to their semifinal rounds. Mount Juliet has bested Cookeville in 2 games, so they are for sure in the district tournament championships. And we wait to see what happens between Green Hill and Lebanon. They will play their Game 3, winner-take-all, today, Wednesday, at 6 o'clock at Lebanon High School to see who will move on to the district tournament championship to face Mount Juliet in that district, and of course, who will move on to the region tournament. Our next headline, district soccer update. First off, District 9 2A, Portland dropped its opening round game to Greenbrier, and White House failed to rival White House Heritage in the opening round, ending their seasons, meaning Greenbrier and White House Heritage will play for the district title on Thursday and advance to the region tournament as well, ending White House and Portland's season. As for District 10 4A, which is the large schools, will feature Station Camp in Hendersonville, 2 familiar foes in the district tournament championship. Seems like a long, long time since they have not played one another for the district tournament championship, whether that be boys or girls soccer. Station Camp defeated Beach 3-2 in the semifinal round, and Hendersonville defeated Gallatin 4-0, or I guess 4-0 for you soccer enthusiasts out there. Both teams will advance to the region tournament and face either Antioch or Hillsborough in next week's action. Of course, that region semifinal round is a winner-go-home game, and if you advance to the region championship, you will move on to the sectional round, where you await a Williamson County and or Maury County team, whether that be Columbia Central, Brentwood, Franklin, one of those sorts. Our last headline before we dive into the break, district softball update. Portland finished the District 9 3A tournament 1-2, ending its season against Montgomery Central. White House finished the tournament 0-2, losing to Creekwood, and then Montgomery Central in Game 2. The rest of the District 9 3A bracket will be held at Montgomery Central, and with the if necessary game being on Friday. Wednesday's District 10 4A action features Gallatin versus McGavock at 5 and Station Camp versus Beach at 7. We will dive into more of the district District 10 4A tournament after the break, so stick around and hear from Gallatin head coach Mike Raper.
Nobody does what Tennessee's doing. It is incredibly hard to perform at that level, much less replacing the players Tennessee replaced. I think everything pointed to, if you know the way the league...
A game without a crowd is just a scrimmage. A performance without an audience is just a rehearsal. Without your presence, high school sports and the performing arts aren't possible. Ensure that these essential extracurricular activities continue to enrich the lives of students in Tennessee. Purchase a ticket to your local high school's game or performance.
This message presented by the TSSAA.
Are you an enthusiastic sports fan? Are you an enthusiastic sports fan? Want to have fun and get in on the action?
Heck, yes. That'd be awesome.
Have great attention to detail? Want to stay active?
Definitely.
Want to give back to the student athletes in your community?
Obviously, yes.
Then you'd make an excellent high school sports official. We need more officials in Tennessee. Because with no high school officials, there are no high school sports. Sign up today at highschoolofficials.com.
Nobody covers high school sports quite like Main Street Preps, bringing you hyper-local coverage of the teams and athletes in your backyard. Wherever your Main Street is, well, we got a podcast for you. From the Sumner County Sports Podcast with Zach Womble, Casey's Take on Sports with Dixon Post and Cheatham County Exchange sports reporter Casey Patrick, the MSP North Podcast with Brady McAtamney and Blaine Keller covering Montgomery and Robertson counties. The Main Street Preps this week with Russell Venozzi and Tyler Palmatier with a macro view of prep sports in Middle Tennessee. Find the latest prep sports news from your Main Street at mainstreetpreps.com and find these podcasts dropping weekly on these Main Street Media social platforms and wherever you get your podcast. Now, back to our hosts of the Sumner County Sports Podcast, Zach Womble.
Thanks, JP. Yeah, an entire library of podcasts you can check out. It's a lot to look into and a lot to dive into. We do it big over here at Main Street Preps, and I'm not sure anyone else does what we do. So we're trying to bring you all the local high school coverage that we can give you. Again, our award-winning team with Russell, Casey, Brady, Blaine, Tyler, Tommy Bryan in Wilson County, Monty Hale in Rutherford County, you name it, we tried to do it. As I mentioned before the break, we were going to get into District 10 4A action. And of course, the district tournament is going to be played at Station Camp High School, where the several round games have been played already. Gallatin defeated Hendersonville 13-4 on Tuesday in the losers bracket quarterfinal to keep its season alive. And Beach and Station Camp won their opening round games off the bye against Gallatin and McGavock. As for Station Camp and Beach, the Bison are 2-0 against the Lady Bucks this season, but you can never count out a Christy Utley-led team. Gallatin, who will play that first-round game against McGavock, as I said, at 5 o'clock, is 2-0 against the Raiders this year, outscoring them 28-0. But in a one-game win-or-go-home scenario, you never know what will happen. We're actually going to hear from Gallatin head coach Mike Raper here in a little bit, who is jumping on with us via video. I know he's trying to find the link to jump in. but he will join us soon. It's been a fun District 10 4A softball season so far. Station Camp, of course, ran the gauntlet, finishing 10-0, undefeated. Actually had Station Camp head coach Ken Crook on last week's show to talk about his team's season, their success, and kind of where he sees his program going. So if you missed any of that action, Station Camp fans, you can head on over to our Sumner County Sports Podcast Twitter page to check that out. But up now this week, we're joined now by Gallatin head coach Mike Raper of the Lady Waves, who joins us via video. Coach Raper, how are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you? You all right?
I'm doing very good. Got a little bit of an echo from you. I don't know if we can potentially get rid of that, but if not, no big deal. First time guest here on the Sumner County Sports Podcast. So a little introduction for yourself, if you don't mind. I always ask our guests to do this. Tell our listeners a little bit about yourself, where you grew up, how long you've been coaching, and what got you interested in coaching softball.
I've been coaching probably for 15 years. Done two sports for, I guess, several years. I've done football for many years and softball as well. This is my 5th year as head coach at Gallatin for softball. And then previous to that, I coached at Hendersonville. I was an assistant coach softball there for give or take 10 years. And then I've coached football at Hendersonville as well, and here at Gallatin. Currently, I'm coaching football at Hawkins Middle School right now. So I got into coaching, a lot of great mentors, Coach Griffin, Coach Hatfield, a lot of good guys that I've been blessed to coach with over the years. Kind of got me into coaching life. And so I started doing softball many years ago. Being around Coach Griffin, learned a lot from him, Coach Servin. And so now I've carried on and been blessed to keep, keep working and, here at Gallatin now.
You wear a lot of hats, Mike. How in the world do you find time to do it all? I mean, you got a boy that's what, in middle school now? I mean,
he's 8, but he's playing flag football right now.
Yeah, it feels like he's grown. He's grown up under my eyes. I feel like I've seen him, grow for a long time now. How do you manage your time? How do you do it all, Mike?
You just try to maximize the time that you can when you're at school, because we teach. We obviously teach, and so between teaching and make the most of your time, I've been blessed with great assistant coaches. I've got 3 assistant coaches here at Gallatin with softball, do a great job. Coach Silcox takes care of a lot of the mowing of our field, and we kind of have a deal. He does a lot of the mowing. I do a lot of the field, dirt and that kind of work. And then Coach Walker and Coach Ainsley do a lot of the other stuff. So I've been blessed to have a lot of people help me out in different places. Admin here at Gallatin have been really helpful to help us kind of get the facilities that we have now and helping out the school as well.
You mentioned that you're also a middle school coach at Hawkins, which is a feeder program to Hendersonville High School.
Yes,
How do you manage the dynamic of wearing the green and gold one day and then the black and gold the next day? Do you get any grief for that?
There's some grief. I get some grief for doing it. I'm blessed. The principal at Hawkins previously was Mr. Glasgow, and so their coach had stepped down. And so I, ended up talking to him about possibly coaching. I live, fairly close to that school, and so it's close to the neighborhood of me. And so Mr. Glasgow has since left. Now Miss Averett is the head principal there now. And so I've been with her at Hendersonville. She became an assistant principal here at Gallatin and now is the head principal at Hawkins. And so I've been blessed, to have people who trust and believe that, hopefully I'm doing the right things and, hopefully building that program back, along with admin here that's let me do that, lets me leave so I can go coach, I love both sports, and it'd be hard to give up either one because both of them are, I love having the opportunity to coach in the fall, coach football, and it's a different dynamic than coaching the girls in the spring with softball.
Sticking with the football theme, I didn't have this written down, but I just thought of it. You're a huge 49er fan,
Yes.
and Greenway fans know that Ponchez Mason just recently signed with the 49ers.
Yes,
How excited has it been around the Gallatin community to see one of their own, and especially for you joining a team that you love so much?
Oh, it's been pretty cool. Yesterday, we all wore we wore here in Gallatin City. They had a parade, and we all wore 49er stuff. So it was easy for me. I think I helped supply several people with apparel yesterday. But it was neat. It's a neat thing. I was coaching down the road and coaching against him. He's a great athlete, a great person. It's awesome the community get behind to support. Him as he goes on to the next venture in the NFL. And obviously, we all hope the best and wish nothing the best for him. On a personal level from, the Gallatin community, and obviously on a, personal level for me, being a 49er fan, I always want him to succeed as well.
Yeah, I'm sure you've got a little bit more rooted interest in hoping he rushes for 1,000 yards out of that backfield.
Yes, sir.
And I saw the Gallatin Greenway fans in red and gold, and I thought to myself, I said, I bet Mike probably handed out a couple T-shirts yesterday.
Yeah, there was a few pictures yesterday that I helped supply, so but I was glad to do it.
Before we dive into the tournament, I wanted to talk to you about that beautiful field that you have over there that you helped orchestrate at Gallatin High School, newly named Kim Kendrick Field.
Yes,
Can you tell our listeners behind the origins of constructing that field, what all went into it as far as getting it built, and the support you've gotten from the community because of this now state-of-the-art complex?
It is. I've been blessed. Admin started off, Dr. Becker, Mr. Anderson, Coach Fresh, Coach Sanders, a lot of guys really helped out for us to get what we have now. The community stepped in, with transportation, maybe of dirt or donations or pitching in to give stuff or donate time. So it's been a true community effort to get what we have. It's been a blessing to have something on our campus and our field and, what we have now. We're still trying to evolve. We're still trying to make it grow. And there's off-season projects that, we're wanting to do now to improve it. And hopefully, other future projects coming very soon to keep it in, because it's been a blessing, to have the help in the community support that we have here to get what we've got now.
Does that go into you helping turn the corner on Gallatin softball? How have you been able to do that? Because it seems like now Gallatin, a year in, a year out, and for future years is going to be a team to be reckoned with.
Well, we've got Coach Plunkett. Joey Plunkett does a good job. He's in the middle school the last several years, so he's helped to grow with the middle school wise. He's helped do camps. We've done camps in the past, just to kind of get fast pitching around here, get girls playing the game. We're in the works right now doing a camp for this summer, just getting girls around. So the administration get behind and let us work to get the field on campus was a big deal. We were blessed to have the park department let us have a field and practice on the field and use the field and worked on the field. And then we've got a tournament there, middle school tournament and a high school tournament that are big fundraisers for us. And those tournaments have let us build to add to facilities or things that the team needs that we have here. Starting back in middle school when Coach Plunkett started that was a really benefit to us. And getting those girls back in the game, and he's really involved with the park and the fast pitch, and trying to get the girls at a young age to get involved in the game.
Moving into the district tournament action, you guys get to play McGavock today for the third time this year.
Yes,
the first two meetings were blowouts, 28-0 combined score over that. How tough is it? Tough to ignore those first two results?
It is. I told the girls yesterday, we played Hendersonville for the third time, and teams are going to play much better once you get back against the wall and it's tournament time and you're looking at possibly going home. If you lose, everybody starts to play a lot better. And so, you throw out anything that happened previously. Hendersonville played a great game yesterday, and I expect the same from McGavock today. They have definitely improved, and we saw them now. It's been a month ago, basically, since we played. So, I'm sure that they've worked and improved and done those things. And, for a little bit I've seen the tournament, they've definitely done a much better job. Since the last time we've seen them, they've definitely improved.
One final question before I get you out of here, Mike. If you do get that opportunity to play Station Camper Beach in that next round, what needs to happen for your team to ensure a different result if you get that opportunity?
We just need to learn from mistakes. Hopefully we're evolving and improving, and we're learning from things that we did in the past. And we talk about that after games, a win or a loss, things we could have done better, things I could have done better as a coach. And we talk about that as coaches, and we talk about that as a team, and hopefully we learn. The last two games we played against Beach, they walked off, and the last game they won, I think 9-7. And then we played Station Camp, and and finding ways to get runners around and moves around. I think Station Camp shut us out both times we played them in the regular season. So we got to make the most of our opportunities and be ourselves, and don't let external outside stuff bother us. We worry about us, don't worry about anything else, and play the game. And these girls have been playing for a long time, and they're really a good group of girls. I mean, we're blessed with a great group of girls, and the parents that are real supportive. Just worry about us, don't worry about anything else, and make the most of the opportunity that we have when we get on the field.
Well, very good. Well, I look forward to seeing you guys later on this afternoon at Station Camp High School.
Yes,
Gallatin
sir.
fans of softball, make sure you're coming out to Station Camp High School for the first game at 5, followed by the doubleheader at 7 between the Bison and the Bucks. Coach Raper, thank you so much for joining us today,
Yes,
and best of luck this afternoon.
Thank you. Hey, you did jerseys yesterday. We had.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right, have a good one. Thank you.
You too. See ya.
All right, bye.
That was Gallatin head coach Mike Raper. Coming up after the break, we will hand out our weekly Player of the Week award, as well as get into a little bit of track and field action, so make sure you're staying through the break.
This is Chris Yao with Main Street Sports Today. Every show, Mo Patton and I welcome friends from all across the sports landscape, from high school coaches and reporters to national, college, and pro sports personalities. You never know who might stop by for a chat. AP Tennessee Sports Editor, 3-time Tennessee Sports Writer of the Year 2020 TSWA Hall of Famer. She covers the Titans, the Predators, the Grizzlies, college football, and hoops. Please make welcome Teresa Walker.
Former University of Tennessee, former Team USA Olympian, ex-Cy Young Award winner, R.A. Dickey. R.A., did I miss anything?
Man, that was sweet. Yeah, I need to listen to that before I go to bed every night. That was nice.
Has 5 sports Emmys. That's not bad for the other guy in Wham, Ryan McGee.
The other guy in Wham married the best looking girl, Bananarama, so the other guy in Wham had a pretty good life.
From preps to pros, we're taking on the sports topics you care about. Tune in across Main Street Media social platforms at 2 p.m. or on demand on your podcast distribution platform of choice.
Welcome back to the Sumner County Sports Podcast. Sorry, I got caught talking to Mike Raper off air. He had let me know that I missed my favorite uniforms in all the sports, which is the Kelly Green unis, most notably worn by the Oakland Athletics. I think those unis are maybe some of the sharpest in baseball, if not sports. I do love that Kelly Green jersey, and he let me know there at the end of the show that I missed those yesterday when they played against Hendersonville High School. So I was asking if he would wear those again sometime. But unfortunately for me, they have like 6 combinations of their uniforms, so I don't know that I will see them today. And I'm sure the girls want to wear something different. But diving into our last couple segments, first up, our Player of the Week this week goes to Hendersonville sophomore Lake Morris. He is technically wet behind the ears in terms of his status in high school as only a sophomore, but boy, that lefty hurler came up big Monday night for his team. Morris delivered a complete game outing for the Commandos in their 3-1 victory over Beach, as he surrendered only 3 hits, 1 run, and struck out 7 batters, including the side in the 7th inning to earn the victory. He also had one of the greatest quotes I've ever heard when he said, "Anytime I'm getting the start, I'm locked in before I put the milk in the cereal bowl." What a quote from the sophomore. He may be young, but the kid has a bright future ahead of him if he keeps working hard. When he did give me that quote, though, my immediate gut reaction and follow-up question was, are you a milk first guy or a cereal first guy in the bowl? To which he replied, he is a cereal first guy. So he got the right answer on that one, but what an incredible quote. Anytime I know I'm getting the start, I'm locked in before I put the milk in my cereal bowl. Wise beyond his years. So congratulations to Hendersonville baseball sophomore Lake Morris on earning our Player of the Week this week. Our last topic before we dive into the end of the show, wanted to give an update on Class 3A track and field sectionals. So they just ran their subsectional meet this past week at Green Hill High School and Brentwood High School. So those two regions or subsections, will meet for the sectional round this Thursday and Friday back at Green Hill High School. They've got a state-of-the-art facility over there under Wilson County's newest school with the field events to start Thursday and the running events on Friday. Boys will follow the girls each day with competition starting at 5 p.m. Head on over to mainstreetpreps.com to check out a list of Sumner County athletes who will be competing in that event, as well as directions and details for how to navigate Green Hill High School. A little extra innings for you as always, and keeping up with the theme of all things that I like to talk about for extra innings, that's Vols baseball. It is springtime, so we're going to highlight a heck of a season they've got over in Knoxville, Tennessee. They just clinched the SEC East regular season championship, not thanks to themselves, because they decided to drop the series to Kentucky, their first drop series of the season, but thankfully to JP's Vanderbilt Commodores, who downed Georgia by process of elimination and losses. Tennessee was able to get the SEC regular season championship. So, JP, did you actually win that series or did you lose it? But now 43-6 on the season and 20-4 in conference play. The Vols have locked up that regular season title, as I said, with two final conference series remaining against Georgia and at Mississippi State, with the mighty Belmont Bruins sandwiched in between the two. Hoover, the SEC tournament, is a mere couple weeks away, starting May 24th. And to be honest with you, all this success goes out the window. So might as well get the big congratulations out of the way to us Vol fans for this accomplishment. That said, if you're like me, this season is a complete disappointment if the Vols do not win it all. Yes, I said win it all. Making it to Omaha isn't good enough for me, and it shouldn't be good enough for you, Tennessee Vol fans. If you're a Vol fan, it's win it all, and there's no settling for second place, third place, or anything else like that. So if you're Tony V, if you're the Tennessee Vols baseball team, the pressure is on from the fans like me, although they probably have enough pressure that they place on themselves each and every day. So, pressure from fans is probably nothing to them. So, again, that will do it for today's episode. But shout out to the Vols baseball team for winning the SEC regular season championship. I will see you at Station Camp High School for the District 10 4A tournament championships starting today at 5 o'clock with Gallatin versus McGavick and Station Camp versus Beach. As always, we're going to end the show shooting on that basket. I'm over ever since JP put the pressure on me, telling me I had the best paper basket jump shot in all the game. He called me Steph Curry today, so let's see what happens. Woo-hoo-hoo! Steph! I'll see you next week.
This has been the Sumner County Sports Podcast with your hosts, Zach Womble, covering high school sports all across Sumner County. Check him out on Twitter at Zach Womble MSP, and the show at Sumner Sports Pod, and always online at mainstreetpreps.com. Sumner County Sports Podcast is a Main Street Media production.